Thank you so much for being here. We are super glad that you are joining us. We are the Zufelts from A to Zufelt, and Justin and I are coming to you to tell you...
Okay, not live.
We're not live. We're coming to tell you about us. We feel like you may not know who we are. So we're going to fill you in.
Okay, who's first?
I think you should go first.
Ladies first, always. Ladies first.
Oh, okay. A couple things about me. Why don't you, how about we do this? You tell things about me and I tell things about you. I like that better. Yes, go with that. Because it's just hard to tell things about
Okay, ladies
yourself.
first still.
Okay. All right. This is Justin Zufelt. He is amazing. He is in his 30s, somewhere in the middle. And he's a member of the National Guard, the Utah National Guard. He's been in the military forever, since he was a young pup, 18.
July 8th,
2001. Because he has been in the military, it has definitely put a big influence and impact upon his life. So military is a big portion of our life. And the other thing about Justin is he's an entrepreneur. He's a super hard worker. He has an insurance company, and he is the father to 5 amazing children. He is extremely fun. He loves to have fun. And he loves outdoor things. And he's all about the party and all about the party.
I'm very yellow.
If you know anything about like the color personalities, he's totally yellow. He's totally yellow.
There might be a little white in there, but I'm very yellow.
He's all about the party. So that's
me. That's her
Justin.
Version of me. That's good.
That's my version of you.
So this is Leilani Zufelt. She was born in Hawaii. That's why her name is Leilani. As you can tell, she's not exactly Polynesian. There we go.
Why are you? That's racist.
You're as white as they come.
Do you see what I have to put up with? Like, really? Do you see what I have to put up with?
Her father was very, very wealthy when she was very young, and she traveled the world.
That has nothing to do with me.
I'm getting there. So she traveled the world, South Africa and Canada and Europe and Costa Rica and Hawaii and...
I actually never went to Costa Rica.
Oh, there's other places in between, I just don't know all of them. But she traveled all over the place. So she is very accustomed to moving and adjusting and change, which makes us a very good fit. Because
yeah, that's true. I never thought about that with the military.
Because she has to adjust a lot. She is the most amazing mother to 5 splendid children. She said I'm the entrepreneur, but let's be honest, I work for the government. I do my very best, but the red personality and the hard worker and the entrepreneur is right here next to me.
I'm gonna cry.
She is very motivated and very, very much the business mindset. Like, it blows me away. She's just on it. She loves it. She is, no offense to any creators out there or designers, but my wife has the most splendid, the most amazing design. She can design. She walks into the room and that's what she's doing. She's sitting there looking around the house. So if we ever come over, that's what she's doing. She goes in the house and she's like designing the house already. This should be there, this color, that color, tapestries, whatever it is. I have no idea. But she's already designed it right when she walks in. She has been hired to design and she's done an amazing job. She's done an incredible jobs on several homes. She's designed our homes, and when people come over, they see her house and they're just like, holy crikeys, this is gorgeous. And they don't know, what they don't know is we did it on a serious budget, because
we do everything on a shoestring budget.
We've never had a lot of money just to throw it a design or, well, anything, but especially design. She goes and she redoes stuff and paints it and beats it with chains or whatever she has to do, and
beat you with chains.
and she makes everything just like beautiful. So she is a creator of all creators, and I love what she's doing to our channel. if you see anything beautiful or great or splendid about our channel, it's this gal. I'm just the meat guy. I go in there, I just start chopping stuff, and I kind of put the good stuff to the side, and she comes in and she just makes it, she sautés it and makes it delicious, and makes it very fun to watch.
We need to stop and make out for a minute.
That's Leilani. I am truly blessed to have her in my life.
Why, thank you. Okay, so then I'm going to do a little bit of background about our family. So Justin comes from a very traditional family. He comes from a family where his parents are still married. He grew up as the middle child of 5 siblings. And then,
so traditional, you know, like the traditional person that lives in a single wide trailer in the middle of the desert 10 miles out of town. Very, very traditional.
Okay, but traditional because you've lived in the same house, you were born and raised in the same house, and your parents have been together your entire life. That's pretty traditional,
very
I would
true.
say.
Unlike my lovely spouse here, who's had 9 mothers and ex-mothers on various continents.
I'm editing this whole part out. But
you're not. That's why you're saying this, because you're going to leave it.
No, I'm not. I'm editing this. However, I will say that I have had multiple stepmothers.
9.
And I have not stopped. But I was raised by my dad, and I raised myself. And then, of course, we moved all over the world. So very non-traditional life. I was raised in a very, our home had a lot of changes to it all the time. But one of the things that was very consistent is that we always had dinner together as a family. So we always sat at the dinner table, and we had to be excused. So I grew up in a very strict home and very mannered home, like very well mannered. We all were, like, we towed the line really well. I don't know.
I've changed that, don't worry.
Being raised for some time in South Africa, like, we were taught very traditional manners, and we abided by that. We said, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, no, sir, no, ma'am. May we be excused from the dinner table, all those things that are kind of lost on an American lifestyle.
Very much lost on the American continent.
Yes. So anyway, that's a little bit about us.
Yep.
So now we're going to take you to why we're YouTubing. Yeah? Okay. Go ahead.
You don't know what to say this way.
Yes,
so you passed the baton on to me.
Why are we
YouTubing? As we've kind of explained, or kind of touched on, our lives have been very, I guess we didn't. Did we explain? I was a police officer before, military, deployments, tons of hours worked, and I was gone more than I was at home, like a lot more. And my children were feeling it, my wife was feeling it, and I was feeling it. And so it just finally came to a head, and we started making some major choices. One thing is we began to homeschool our children, and that was a huge diversion, because once we started the homeschooling with our children, we began learning a lot more ourselves. I mean, tons and tons of reading. I mean, the 60, 70 books a year is blown out of the water. We are always listening, we're always reading, we're always communicating. And so once we turned that hard, I guess we'll say left to homeschool, that just really changed our life. And from there, we changed jobs. I've been seeking that thing that allows me to stay home with the family maximum amount, and this is where it's kind of led us thus far. We don't know exactly what's on the trail ahead of us, but this YouTubing, we are really enjoying this. It's
a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
And it was very natural for me to want to have Justin home. Like I said, or like Justin maybe said before, my father was an entrepreneur, and he worked from home from the time that I was a kid. He was always home, and we traveled. So really, we had my dad home, and we got to do whatever the heck we wanted. Really, like, we went and saw amazing places. So that idea runs through my blood pretty thick, and so then when we pulled the kids out of school and Justin became an entrepreneur, it was very natural for us to say, okay, Now what? Now what are we gonna do?
How do we do it? How do we get there?
Yeah.
What do we do? And we just started asking ourselves those questions, which before we were always just, okay, how do I get more overtime? How do I maintain? What else do we buy? What's the next thing to purchase? What's the next event to attend? And once we made the shift, it became, how do we stay home? How do we stay, like, how do we travel? How do we, what's the, where should we go as far as traveling?
What experiences do we want our kids to have?
Do we want? What can we still get rid of? How much can we get rid of? It's completely different thinking.
Sure, absolutely. So that kind of led us to southern Utah, where we took a 1950s home and we remodeled it. We stayed there for exactly 11 months, turned around and sold it, and we bought our fifth wheel. And that's kind of where it all fell apart and got really exciting. So we sold.
It came together, fell apart, exciting, sad, depressed. Like, I'm not even like, I can look at you right now. I'm looking over here because there's just so many emotions in this ball of wax.
Yeah. Here we are. We bought our fifth wheel. We've sold our home and essentially most of our belongings, and we are now on the road.
Yep.
And it was very quickly that we found out that our RV has gobs and gobs of problems. So
Yeah, a lemon.
Here we are in the middle of traveling, being homeless, and we essentially have to take the RV back to the repair store, like
Monthly,
Monthly.
daily, weekly.
yeah, monthly, and it's crazy. If you want to go back and watch our other videos so you can see all the drama, we won't recap all of it.
Yeah.
But like from the day we left our house and pulled out, it was a nightmare.
And not like simple things, not like, oh, a doorknob fell off. Like, we could take care of that stuff, but major slides and sewers and plumbing and fires and
all sorts of problems.
major
Yeah,
issues.
major problems. Anyway, that brings us to where we are now.
Yep.
We had intended to be on the road for 1 year in our RV
Minimum.
at least.
Yeah.
And then we also had intentions to maybe move to Guatemala or do some other things internationally with our kids. One of our goals for our children is for them to be very well-rounded, to have empathy for all types of situations, and to gain a second language.
And just have that experience, right? I mean, she had that experience of traveling. I had the experience of staying in one place, which we both
Understand the value of each.
understand. Yeah, there's really, really great value of staying somewhere, but there's amazing value moving as well. So we're trying to put the two worlds together.
Yes. So we understand the pros and cons of both situations like we've just talked about. We understand that there's a huge benefit of staying put and a huge benefit of traveling. So here we are, we're traveling, and things aren't really going like we thought that they would. So we ended up coming back. Oh my gosh. So we ended up coming back from Mexico, and at this point as a mother, I'm starting to have these feelings like, okay, our kids really do have some talents that they want to develop. Maybe it would be a little bit easier to run our insurance business from the States a little bit better than in Mexico. Maybe it would be easier. Oh my gosh, I'm like going at it. Another thing about Justin and I, if you haven't picked it up already, is that we are what people call LDS, Latter-day Saints. We're Mormons.
We're Mormons.
We're Mormons. So
I'm gonna say it. Cue the slide.
I'm afraid it was the Mormons. Yes, the Mormons were the correct answer.
So part of the culture of being LDS is that we are very active weekly throughout the week in our activities with the church.
The church has a lot of different organizations and groups and classes and things that are very, very helpful and
When raising
foundational.
Sure. Now we have our kids who have been missing out on these activities. It's been, like 9 months we've been on the road. They're missing out on activities. We're here in Idaho now, and they're like kind of wanting to put down some roots, although they love to travel and they still speak Spanish to us, what little we know.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get the best of both worlds, where I feel like I really do want the kids to be in piano. There are activities I really want them to be a part of, yet we still want this traveling thing that we really desire for our kids.
Yeah, we still want to be gypsies.
Yeah, so we've come to the conclusion that we're gonna stay in Justin's brother's basement for a little while and rent it, and we're gonna do a tour for you. then we have the flexibility to go off and travel when we choose. In fact, I kind of have something in the works that I'm really excited about. Are you excited about it?
Which one? We have like 3 things in the works. Oh, that one.
Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, yeah. So we'll.
I would love it. I would love it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we'll see. But there's your brother. So we have some things in the works, and it's very exciting. We feel at peace with the fact that we're here in Idaho. Our kids are enjoying some activities. The RV is still in the RV store. We're having problems with insurance and warranty because we have had so many claims that we weren't planning on. My advice to you, if you want to travel, is really seriously consider the pros and cons of RVing. We feel like people have it much easier than what we've had. We've had a particularly bad experience with it.
Very few have had it as bad as us.
Yes, so although we love the travel, RVing itself was a little bit stressful for us, although it was still fun.
But we loved it. Like, that's the hard
really
part.
Fun.
We loved it. Okay, maybe not we. I love RVing. I love the concept. I love being on the road. I love going other places, and I truly enjoy being in the RV going places. It's just all the major breakdowns really just put a toll, a damper.
And it wasn't just the RV;
spirit.
it was the truck that we bought too,
and the truck as well.
Yeah.
So
there you go. There you go. So that brings us to Idaho. We're here. Just update. We are still without our camper. I'm guessing it'll be another 3 to 4 weeks probably. At this point, it's darn middle of the summer. We should be RVing the States right now. We're not able to, so that's why a lot of our videos are where we're staying put. However, I will say this. When we started RVing, we were not out to make videos about generally our RV trip.
No.
It was really about our family and our adventure and our story. But because the RV became such a problem for us, a lot of our videos started turning into like
RV issues.
RV episodes, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's really not.
No,
that's
not. That was never our intention at the very beginning.
No.
But it
kind of just turned into that.
Yeah.
So we're here in Idaho. We're taking a step back, and we have a direction for where we want this YouTube channel to go, and we're really excited about it.
Way excited about it. So I know we'll probably are we do another episode on that and just explain, or do we kind of give them a little dabble?
Let's give them a little dabble.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you.
We began this journey because we want to be the strongest family unit we can possibly be. And the number one resource and asset that is in our favor is time, or it's our biggest enemy. And so we have done everything we possibly can, and we're still doing everything we possibly can to maximize that asset of time to create and build and develop the strongest family, the strongest children, who will eventually be the strongest youth and then adults. So that's kind of where we're going with these videos. As we go through this process of teaching, learning, and growing, we hope that you will also find lessons that will help you and your family do the same. Yeah.
So our intent and purpose is to have a really high content YouTube channel where we teach family values, where kids from the age of 1 to 100 can come and enjoy our content and our message, because that's really what it's about, is like, this is God's journey for us, what we're doing. This is not really about us. This is about us teaching some principles that we have been taught through our experience by being taught by God.
The joy that we've kind of been finding, it's been a very...
Joy in the journey.
Yeah, it's been a very difficult journey, but oh my gosh, the joy of being around each other and with each other and learning with each other and being together, it's just, I don't know, like it's very special. And in these days, these times, these days and age, but any time in the history of the world, these principles, these are eternal principles we're going to teach. They were applicable in Adam and Eve. They'll be applicable if aliens ever come and land on the earth. I mean, it's going all the way across the spectrum. These are eternal principles that will help your family as well as ours.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a lot of fun along the way,
and
because we have Mr. Yellow. And we're really excited that you're here with us. We have so much fun doing this, and we're so glad you're here with us.
Yep. Yup. Yup.
That was good, but that was not good. Oh, gosh. Wow.
That was.
Okay, wow.